It is time for a video because I have received messages from over a dozen people involved with the current Beast Games. For those of you who don't know, Beast Games is a competition show ran by MrBeast that will be on Amazon Prime. It is being marketed as the biggest competition show ever. I'll talk more about that later. On to the messages. So the messages that I have received from contestants on the show are pretty much all telling a similar story, and I find them to be very disturbing.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite part-time YouTuber, Crow, and oh my god, the MrBeast panty raid is real. It actually did happen. We have reporting from the New York Times now, from an article that's actually a few days old, and a lot of people haven't picked up on it, and I don't blame them, because if you try to click on it, it is immediately behind a paywall. So I think a lot of people didn't even pick up on the story because no one's really going to pay New York Times any amount of money, no matter what the reporting actually is. But yes, they have actually spoken to multiple contestants of the new MrBeast game series, which apparently is being done with Amazon, and they have all said the same thing, that their underwear was taken and they had to wait hours and even days to have it returned to them. This is creepy. This is weird, okay? And look, maybe there is a legitimate explanation for why Jimmy needed to take women's underwear and hold it for days before returning it. I don't know what that legitimate reason could possibly be. This story is nuts, okay? It is absolutely insane. And the fact of the matter is, with the other stuff he is being currently accused of, right? Covering up for Chris Tyson. In fact, I have another video that will be coming out later because he's apparently also involved in buying art from Shadman directly. But you have the Dog Pack 404 stuff, the illegal lottery for children, introducing gambling to children, socially conditioning children to support him. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Jimmy is currently being accused of. But this story is just insane. Why the fuck were you stealing women's underwear? Like, let's go over the possible theories here, okay? MrBeast, this is when Chris Tyson was still working for him, as Chris Tyson's sister has alleged. Chris Tyson gets really turned on by wearing women's clothing. Maybe he was stealing the underwear to give to Chris Tyson. Or maybe he was giving the underwear to give to Chucky because Chucky is a filthy little I don't know. I have no idea why you took their underwear and why it took you days to give the underwear back. Like, Jesus Christ, what is going on here? All right? We're seeing the absolute breakdown and the destruction of the MrBeast brand in real time. And don't get me wrong, I can absolutely see the children who have been losing their minds trying to defend Jimmy, right? When Jimmy's tweet about the Chris Tyson situation came out and there was a community note added to it, within hours the community note got taken down because the MrBeast fangirls started freaking out and started downvoting it because they honestly don't care what the truth is. They're desperate to protect Jimmy. But this situation is so far over the top, okay? You're taking women's underwear from them to compete in your challenges, which I cannot fathom a legitimate reason why you did that. But then on top of it, you kept the underwear for days. What were you doing with the women's underwear that you stole, Jimmy? What were you doing with it, Jimmy? Contestants were instructed to supply the production staff with a Ziploc bag containing 5 days worth of undergarments, which would be distributed to contestants once the games were underway. But several contestants said they had waited hours or even days to receive their clean underwear. So I just essentially they said, why did you take their underwear? Okay, why did you need to take their underwear? What were you doing with their underwear for days, Jimmy? What is this? This is nuts. Like, this is absolutely nuts. And you know, congrats to Rosanna here, okay, because she's been covering the MrBeast stuff, specifically talking about the competitions and how dangerous they have been, the injuries people have been getting, the mental sexual trauma that they have been reporting, but this one is just I can't figure it out. I honestly can't figure it out. Is Jimmy secretly an underpants gnome, right? Like, is Jimmy an underpants gnome where he's got to steal the underpants? He's got to steal their underwear in order to make a profit? Explain it to me, please. Explain it to me. I can't figure this one out. I honestly cannot figure this one out. This story is so absurd, and it's just so freaking baffling that honestly, when I heard it, I thought it was fake, right? Like, I didn't believe it. And I know all the other stuff he's currently being accused of, but this one by itself was so nuts to me. I couldn't figure out what the hell Jimmy was doing with their underwear. Like, honestly, explain it to me. Are you an underpants gnome? You gotta steal the underpants and then something happens and then you'll make a profit? Were you feeding them to Chris Tyson? Were you giving them to Chucky for being such a good little idiot defending you and running damage control for you? What the hell were you doing with their underwear, MrBeast? Explain it. Explain it. Explain why you defended Chris Tyson, why you covered for Chris Tyson, why were you in the Discord server with minors? Why do you think introducing gambling to children is a-okay? Is it the money? Of course it's the money. Just be honest. Address what's actually going on. But on top of all of that, why the fuck were you taking women's underwear for days?